Chapter 4, Creating Tables in a Website Using an External Style Sheet. Our project is Oceanside Hotel Sports and Club website. We will enter HTML code, save an HTML file, enter basic HTML tags, add a horizontal navigation bar with image links, create a table with borders to display information in an organized manner, create an external style sheet to set the styles for all web pages in the website, use classes to give more control over the styles used, link an external style sheet to a web page, utilize inline styles to alter the style of individual elements on the web page, add HTML tags that enhance a table with padding and border spacing, enhance a web table with row spanning, add a caption to a table, and print HTML code and web pages. Open your HTML editor and create a new document. If there is currently code in your document, please select it and delete it, as we will be coding from scratch. The first line of code you need is always your doc type, HTML. The next line is always HTML. In between your HTML tags, you will have a head tag. Inside or in between our head tag, we always have a meta tag with an attribute of char set that equals UTF-8, meaning that it is set up for an American keyboard. Always close non-paired tags with a / and a greater than. The next tag we will have is our title tag. The title always shows up on a tab in your browser. This title will be Oceanside Hotel and Sports Club. After the head tag is always our body tag. Inside the body tag, in between the body tag, is where all of the code will go for what you want to show up on your browser. At this point, we will save our document, Command-Shift-S, and title it Oceanside.html. The file will go inside Data Files for Students, Chapter 4, Chapter 4, Chapter Files, and save it. If there is already a document there, click Replace. Now we're going to add an image tag. Center it and style it with a box shadow. First we start with image, then our source, which will be oceansidelogo.jpg. Because the image is already 866 pixels by 259 pixels, the size we want our image to be, we're not going to add those attributes as it is a waste of code. We next need our alternative attribute, which is a description for disabled people to hear if they are not able to see the image. If you wish, you can add a title tag that will make the name of the title, the name of the image, show up when hovered over. Next, we will add our style for our box shadow, box-shadow. The first number, in this case 10 pixels, is how far left or right this shadow will go. The second number, in this case 10 pixels, is how far up or down the shadow will go. The next number, in this case 12 pixels, is how blurry the shadow is. And the last number is the color of the shadow. Don't forget your semicolon to end your style. To close a non-paired tag, as always, close with a /greater than sign. Next, we are going to create a horizontal menu bar with image links. This is only one possible way to do this. First, we need a line break. Remember, it is a non-paired tag. Next, we need our table. Inside of our table, we will have one table row. Inside of our table row, we will have several table cells or table data that I will just copy and paste and change what needs to be changed. The first table data will have a class of menu icon. Inside the cell, we'll have a link, an anchor tag with a hypertext reference to a page we will name shortly. Inside the anchor tag will be an image tag with a source of an image we will name shortly. We will not be adding the width and height, as the images will already be the right width and height, but we will add an alternative attribute with a description of the words. Remember, an image tag is a non-paired tag. The next cell, or table data, will have a class of menu pipe. In this table data, we will only add a pipe, which you can get to by holding the Shift key and pressing the / key right above your return or enter key. These are the two that I will be using to set up my menu. At this point, I am going to select the rows, Command C to copy, and Command V to paste when needed. The first table data will be a link to our home page. So I will type in oceanside.html. The image will be home.gif. The second menu item will be a link to a golf page that has not yet been created. We will create this later in this lesson. The image will be golf.gif. I'm going to paste again for our next menu item, which will be tennis.html with an image of tennis.gif. And our last menu item, removing menu pipe because it's not needed, will be dining.html. with an image of dining.gif. Save your work. Now we're going to add 2 paragraph tags, which I have provided the paragraphs for you. Find the end of your table tag and press return and start your paragraphs. Go to Google Classroom and find the paragraphs I have provided for you. Paste them in. Do your next paragraph. Then we will add a link and a span for the email address. So go in front of oceanside@isp.com and type your link. Because it is a mail address, you're going to type mail to : and your email address. To validate your code, please make sure you enter your email address that you actually get email at. When you close your anchor tag, you will need to move the closing tag to the other side of oceanside@isp.com. Next, we will add our span with a style, text decoration, none. Don't forget your semicolon and closing your span. Again, you will have to move the closing span to the other side of oceanside@isp.com. Place it just before the closing anchor tag and save your work. Let's now take a minute to view our web page to make sure we are on the right track. Open your chapter files for chapter 4 and double-click on oceanside.html. We need to see a drop shadow to the bottom right of our image and home, golf, tennis, and dining underneath the image. You should see the hand indicating that these are links. We can now test our email to make sure that it works. Click on the email address and an email window should open up. If it is working correctly, you can see that it is going to the correct email address. In this case, it's my email address at daniellemiller@gmail.com. Now we are going to create our CSS document. With your text editor open, create a new document, this time choosing CSS. We will go ahead and leave the code that already starts there to ensure that this is read as a US document. The first style we are going to add is our body style. Open with a bracket. We will have a font family of Centaur, Century, Gothic, and Arial. Don't forget to close your line with a semicolon. Next, we will set the font size to 14 point. Again, don't forget your semicolon. After our body style, we will add a paragraph style that sets the margin left to 10 points and the margin right to 10 points. After our paragraph style, we will add an anchor style that sets the text decoration to none with a color of black. Not forgetting that color means your text color. Now we will add styles for our image that will have a border color of transparent. Then we will add some table styles. The table will have a width of 65%, a margin left of auto, a margin right of auto, a border color of 545859, a border style of ridged, and a border width of 10 pixels. Our table will have some classes in it. The first class is menu, that will have text, align, center, with a width of 60%. Then we have our menu icon styles. This width will be 23%, and the class of menu height will have a width of 1%. Then we will have our table header have a text color of white and a background color of pound 757775. Next, we will add A table row with a class of stripe will have a background color of pound D8D8CE. After our table row stripe, we will have a table data with a class of boulder that will have a font weight of bold. And our last style for now will be a caption that has a caption side of bottom and a font style of italic. We will save our work, Command-Shift-S to save as, titling our CSS as styles CH4. Make sure you are saving it in your Data Files for Students, Chapter 4, Chapter 4, Chapter Files. Click Save. If it's already there, click Replace.